let's talk about it. A Bitcoin bull market. It feels like the biggest show on earth, right? You see these stories of insane gains popping up everywhere, and that pull to just dive in, it's powerful. But here's the thing. How do you get ready for something that's both this incredible opportunity and, let's be honest, a total minefield? Well, that's what we're going to break down right now.
Because that really is the question, isn't it? Is this an opportunity, or is it a trap? You hear the success stories, but for every single one of those, there are so many people who get caught up in the hype, make a bunch of emotional moves, and just get wrecked. The difference maker? It almost always boils down to one simple thing: having a plan before all the craziness starts.
And this right here, this is the whole idea in a nutshell. The core philosophy we're running with today. It's not about being some wide-eyed bull who thinks it can only go up. And it's not about being a cynic who just sits on the sidelines. No. The real key is to take all that optimism and channel it through a disciplined, rock-solid set of rules. That's the mindset. That's what separates the people who are prepared from the ones who just panic.
So let's get one thing straight. A bull market, it is not just a smooth ride to the moon. It's a psychological test, plain and simple. Your own emotions can become your absolute worst enemy. You've got these two huge forces pulling at you. FOMO, the fear of missing out, that makes you want to ape in at the very top. And then you've got FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, that's screaming at you to panic sell during every dip. If you don't have a plan, you're not investing. You're just reacting to all that noise.
But okay, it's not just about managing your emotions. Every cycle has its own story, its own flavor. And right now, there are some really strong signals that the very structure of this market is changing in a big way. So it's super important to get a handle on what's actually driving this new wave of interest.
Think about it. For, decades? Gold has been the default hedge, right? The safe haven. But now, Bitcoin is stepping into that ring with some totally unique superpowers. We're talking about verifiable digital scarcity. We know for a fact how many will ever exist, down to the last Satoshi. And then there's programmability, which is just this gateway to a whole new universe of financial tech. These aren't just buzzwords. These are features that a whole new generation of investors and, yeah, the big traditional funds are looking at and thinking, okay, this is different. This is compelling.
And this might be the biggest piece of the puzzle. In the past, Bitcoin markets were pretty much driven by us, by retail investors. But now, Wall Street is finally, truly waking up. You've got these spot ETFs getting approved, all these other institutional-grade products hitting the market, and what that does is it creates this brand new, massive fire hose of demand. It's a source of capital that just wasn't there in the last cycles. It's a total game changer.
Okay, so we've got the context. We see the big picture. But look, knowing why the market might be heating up isn't nearly enough. You've got to know what you're going to do about it. So, this is where we pivot. We're moving from the theory to the practical. It's time to build your personal playbook.
All right, here we go. Your 5-step executive plan. Super simple. Number 1, define your allocation. That means picking an exact percentage of your portfolio you're comfortable putting in. That's your line in the sand. 2, automate with DCA or dollar cost averaging. You're just setting up a regular automatic buy, same amount, same time. It smooths out your entries so you're not trying to time the market. 3, and listen, this one is absolutely non-negotiable. You have to write down your rules for taking profit or cutting risk. Do it before things get crazy. 4, keep some dry powder. Have some liquid reserves, some cash, ready to go so you can actually take advantage of those scary dips. And 5, and please hear me on this, avoid high leverage. Seriously, one bad move, one sharp drop, and you could get completely wiped out. Just don't do it. And this chart really brings that first step to life, doesn't it? Defining your allocation isn't just some vague concept. It means picking a number, a hard percentage. Maybe for you it's 5%, maybe it's 15. Whatever it is, that number becomes your anchor. It tells you how big your main Bitcoin position is, how much cash you should have sitting in reserve, and how it all balances out with the rest of your investments. Look, having a plan written down on paper is one thing, but sticking to that plan when the market takes a 20% nosedive in a single day, that's a whole different ballgame. So this next part, this is all about the mental game. It's about how you stay disciplined when every single instinct in your body is screaming at you to just do something to react.
And that brings us to what I think is the ultimate litmus test for any investment strategy, the sleep test. It's simple. Can you sleep at night? If you're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, checking your phone every 5 minutes, if you're just filled with dread about a potential crash, then your allocation is too high for you, period. The most important thing is that your portfolio has to let you get a good night's sleep even when the market is a total circus.
I love this table because it just lays it out so clearly. On one side, you have the emotional investor. What do? They chase the green candles. They panic and change their entire plan based on fear or greed, and they gamble with high leverage, hoping to get rich quick. Now look at the other side, the disciplined investor. They stick to the rules they already wrote down. They trust the system they built when they had a clear head. And they keep leverage at zero so they know they can survive any downturn. It's two completely different worlds.
All right, so let's start to pull all of this together. We're going to create one final super actionable checklist. This is basically the list of things you need to have locked in so you can honestly say, I'm not just hopeful, I am prepared.
Seriously, go through this list in your head right now. Do you have a clear allocation percentage, yes or no? Is your DCA plan turned on and running? Have you actually physically written down the levels where you'll take profits or cut your risk? Is your cash sitting on the sidelines ready to go? And the big one, does your whole setup pass the sleep test? If you answered no to any of those questions, then you've still got some work to do.
Because in the end, that's really what it all boils down to, isn't it? The strategy, the information, it's all right here. You can craft the most perfect plan in the world. But when the market is going absolutely vertical and the noise from everyone is just deafening, having the discipline to actually stick to your plan, that is what makes all the difference. Think of it this way. The plan is your map. But your discipline, that's the engine that gets you there.